moment to go.
Right. So starting standing up. So I'm Karen, I'm delivering for Active Neuron tonight. Just put that over a little way. And this is Advanced Pilates. Move that bag out of the way. There we go, so you're not distracted by that. So this is Advanced Pilates. Do take it easy if you need to, and let me know how the exercise is feeling. We've got Craig with us tonight. So if there is anything you're not sure of, please come back up to a seated position if anything doesn't feel right from a medical point of view, or just if you've got a question about the exercise that we're performing, do put it in the chat. If I don't notice it myself, I can see the chat button, so I normally do. If I don't see it myself, I'm sure Craig will give me a wave or something just so that he makes me aware of it. Otherwise, let's start with the feet hip width apart. Draw the toes up and then spread them all the way back down to the ground. Make sure you've got that connection, little toe, big toe, knees and legs just rolling outwards, knees soft, pulling up, zipping up into the belly, circling the shoulders back and down, and just opening up through the chest. Crown of the head reaching upwards, and then just bring yourself into your awareness. So just take a few breaths in, breathing in through the nose. And today, as we're in our own spaces, we can breathe out through the mouth. Is a little bit more of a cooling breath. So breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the mouth. Good. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. So focus today in particular on the posture and on the engagement through the pelvic floor and into the core. So zipping up and pulling belly button towards spine on a lot of the movements, so that we're A, protecting the back, but B, we're always working this core. So you'll get a core workout even if you don't feel like we're working that core. Haven't said we're working that core specifically. Good. So let's take a shoulder circle back. So 4 shoulder circles back. We're going to come into a little baby squat just to warm up the pelvis. So 4 circles back, just a gentle squat. So not a deep fitness squat, but just a circle, a squat to warm the pelvis up. 4 circles forwards, and then a gentle forward roll down. So breathing out. Coming as low as you can, bringing the weight down. As we have advanced, I'll assume you're a little bit more supple maybe than some of my mobility Pilates participants. Coming all the way back up. So circle shoulders backwards, 4 circles. Gentle squat. Taking the weight back onto the heels, coming all the way up. Circling forwards. So quite an active warm up tonight, so we can get into other stuff. Rolling down, breathing out, just taking the weight forwards, drawing the belly button in towards the spine, coming all the way up, stacking those vertebrae one on top of the other. Last time, circling the shoulders backwards, gentle squat. Good, coming all the way up. Let's take a side bend. So breathing out, come down to side bend. Reaching down the side of the body, come back up to center. Pull that belly button in, side bend. Back to center, squeezing back. Breathing out. Keeping that connection on both feet, knees soft. Opposite side. Up. And then this time let's take an arm reach, so coming down to the side, reaching the arm up and overhead if it will go. Coming all the way back down. And down to the opposite side. Up. Releasing down. Good. And then take a hip hitch. So we're going to take the hip out to the side. Draw it all the way back in, 4 on one side, Opening up these hips a little bit more. Into the lower back. 4 on one side and then changing sides. A bit low on that one. Ooh, just a little poppy to down this side. Coming up. Good, drawing the belly in. And all the way back in. And then just march it through the feet. And take a heel raise. Come up onto the heels and down. Float the arms. Up onto the heels. Onto the toes rather. 2 more, lifting up. And release. Last one. Good. Bring the hands to the shoulders, circle the elbows. And then circle the arms all the way back. Good. Drop the chin down to the chest. All the way up. Turn it to one side. So I like to start with a little bit of mobility even in my advanced classes, just so that you can compare at the end of the session how the neck and the shoulders are feeling, because even if you're advanced, sometimes it's the shoulder area and the head that are tight. You're sat at a desk. You can do a lot of typing, a lot of phone work. Just because everywhere else is okay, doesn't mean the neck is. Come back to the centre. And let's roll down and come out to plank. So take a breath in, rolling all the way down. Breathing out, pulling that belly in as you roll down, bringing the weight forwards. And then walk the hands out into your plank pose. Crown of the head going forwards. Shoulders over hands, elbows rolling in. Take that plank. Hold and breathe. And bring in opposite knee to elbow. So bring in knee to elbow. Keep the wrists nice and strong. Pulling up. Drawing in. Opposite knee. One more. And then walk the hands back in. Come back into that roll up. Bend the knees. Walk all the way up through the body. Circling the shoulders back. Let's have a squat on the end. So breathing out, coming down. Yeah, my fan's not really doing much in this heat. Coming all the way down. Let's go again. Breathing out. Still, I was doing high intensity stuff last night. We were all a little sweaty and lovely. So come all the way back down. Come against that cross. Bringing the arm across. Elbow. Good. Keeping the crown long. Drawing up with the belly. And again, walk those hands all the way back in. Rolling up through the spine. Circling shoulders back. Take that squat. Good. One more. Coming all the way down. Releasing down. All the way down. Coming out into that plank. Good. Building some weight on these wrists. Really important. Opposite hand, opposite knee. In towards the elbow. Breathing in, breathing out. And then drop the knees down to the ground, releasing back onto the hands. Just take the bottom down. Find a nice stretch through the shoulders. And then coming back up onto all fours, let's come over onto the back. So coming onto the back, we're going to come into our leg slide and knee drop to begin with. Coming around onto the back, let's lift one leg to start with up to tabletop. So knee over hip. Hands can come down onto the bony bits of the hips. And we're just going to drop toe tap down to the ground, toe tap, pull the belly in, sweep the leg out. You can hover the leg off and then sweep it all the way back in. When it gets into the top, take a knee drop out to the side and come back. We're going to do that 4 times on the same leg. So sweeping down, sweeping all the way out, drawing the belly in, hovering the toe off. So opening up through this thigh into the hip, draw it all the way back. And then knee drop out to the side. Keep this opposite leg really still, keep the belly drawn in. So we're going to do 4 on this one side, sweeping down, breathing out. And then coming all the way back. Knee just over the hip, don't let it drop into the belly. Take it out to the side. All the way back. Good, one more. Breathing out, sweeping out. Make sure you're breathing out for a nice long breath out of 4. And then a nice long breath in again for 4. And then breathing out, take the leg out to the side, keeping that core strong. Back into the center, navel to spine, lowering down. Good, let's do the opposite side. So start in tabletop, draw the core in, belly button in to take the leg up. Gentle sweep out. So sweeping the leg out long, in through the core. Coming all the way back in. Hit that little toe, big toe connection on the standing leg. Drop the leg out to the side. Back to center. Sweeping down. Breathing out. In. All the way back in. Out to the side, breathing out. Good, 2 more I think. Make sure you've done 4 on this one side. And if you can, close the eyes and just focus on the movement. So you're not noticing where that knee and leg is going. Really focus on just how the body feels. When you've done the 4, we're going to draw the other knee up into tabletop. So we're going to try and start to work the core. We've opened the hips up a little bit. We want to work the core as well. So draw the belly in. You can bring the hands, palms up to the side, away from the body, and shoulder blades down on the ground so you're stabilizing through the spine. And then start to take that leg again. So breathing out, sending it all the way out long. It can come down to the floor if you want to, or hop it off. And then drawing all the way back in. And then take that knee out to the side, drop it out. Let's alternate this time. So let's take the opposite leg. So sweep it down. A little bit of brain gym as well. Coming all the way back. And then take that knee drop out to the side. Good. So again, we'll do 4 on each side. Try and make sure again that the knees stay over the hips. The knees aren't dropping in towards the belly. And these arms are down by the side, shoulders down, stabilizing down. So sweeping all the way out. And then coming all the way back in. Knee over hip. Drop into the side. Drop it under control. So when I say drop, when we say leg drop, we don't want to just let the hip drop out. We want it nice and controlled. So it's coming down to the floor. Coming all the way back in. And then coming out to the side. The opposite knee stays really still. Good. When you've done 4 on each side, draw the knees into the chest. Give your legs a little rock side to side. And then bring the feet back down to the ground, release. Let's do a side twist. Bring the arms out horizontal with the shoulders or just below the heart. Tilt the pelvis up, bring the knees over to one side. So just releasing through the back. You can turn the head the opposite way. Then come back to the center and then turn into the opposite side. Keep the shoulder blades down on the ground. And back to the center. Good, 1 more. Take it over to the side. And back to the center. And last one. And back to the center. Good. So we're going to continue a little bit with a bit more hip openers, and also then come into a little bit more core work. So I want you to take the leg and cross the right leg over the left knee. So come into our quad stretch, our thread the needle. Quad stretch, our glute stretch, thread the needle. So bring the leg over, foot on the opposite knee, and then gently just push the thigh away. So you're opening up through this outer hip and outer thigh. Just pushing the thigh away. And then we're going to draw the opposite leg off the ground. So drawing the opposite leg off. So finding this opening through the outer hip. So bringing it in, draw the belly button in. Draw the toes back. Hold and breathe. You can bring it a little closer. You can bring the knee up towards the chest if you want to, and lower back down. Changing legs, unlock the knees. Take opposite foot, over knee, toes up, thigh turns away. Pushing away with the thigh, and then drawing the opposite leg up off the ground if it will come. Push that hip away, keep the toes flexed. Drawing in, trying to open up in that outer hip. And then release back down. Good. So we're going to come into our seal pose for our core. So we're going to bring the knees together to start with, and we're just going to lift up. So bring the arms down by the side of the body, palms up, knees over the hips, and take a curl in this tabletop position. So breathe out and curl up, and then breathe in and come back down. Let's just do 4. So breathe out, curl up, breathe in, come down. 2 more. So breathe out, curl up, breathe in, come down. So pulling that navel towards the spine as you breathe out. Navel comes in and lower down. Good. So this time we're going to do that with our knees apart. So coming up into our seal type pose. So knees apart, just ankles apart, big toes together. You can bring the hands into prayer or into palms together. So we're going to lift up this time. We're going to breathe out, lift up, and breathe in, come arms overhead. Breathe out, squeezing up. Breathe in, coming over. Breathe out, coming up. In, coming down. Last one. Breathe out, coming up. Breathe in, coming down. Starting to feel these abdominals working. Good. This time we're going to breathe out, coming up. Combine the two. As we come back, we're going to bring the knees together. Take the arms overhead. You can take the legs out a little bit more. So breathe out, coming up. Breathe in, knees together, arms over. Keep that core strong. Breathe out, coming up. Start to feel that core working. Make sure the neck isn't complaining. Shoulders are okay. Breathe out. And breathing in. Good. One more. Breathe out. And breathe in. Hopefully your belly's not too much on fire. Bring the knees into the chest. Just gently rocking side to side. And then just one more for the core in this position. So this one is just going to be our dead bug. So bring the knees up again into tabletop. Bring the arms to the ceiling. So knees into tabletop, arms up to the ceiling. And then we're just going to reach up with the arms and then pull the shoulders back down. Keep that nice tabletop position with the legs, belly drawing in, shoulders shrug. So just reaching up, coming down, and then reaching up and coming down. Good. Let's combine that with a curl. So breathing out, coming up, breathing in, coming down, and again breathing out, curling up, breathing in, coming down. 2 more. Good. Last one. Good. Come back to the shoulder shrug. So hold those arms there. Reach up as high as you can. And then shrug the shoulders down. Keep that belly button drawing in. Squeeze it up with the pelvic floor. Lifting up, shoulders down. Good. One more. Lifting up. Shoulders down. Good. Take that curl again. Breathing out. Breathing in to come back down. Good. 3 more. Breathing out. Breathing in to come back down. 2 more. If you need to rest, bring the knees into the chest. Otherwise, 2 more. Breathing out, lifting up. Good. Last one. Breathe out, lift up. Breathe in, come down. Good. Draw the knees into the chest. Arms out to the side. Take that gentle side bend to release through the back. Breathing out, maybe drawing the knees a little closer to the chest this time. Take that breath out, releasing out through the back. Back to the center, taking the opposite side. Breathing all the way out. All the way back to the center. Good, let's roll over onto hands and knees. And build up a little bit more stamina, a little bit more strength in the wrists. So come into kneeling position to begin with, and then spread the fingers at the front, turn the toes under, and come up into a downward dog. So knees are going up. Oh, need to tuck my top in. Take that all the way up. So coming all the way up into your downward dog, just walk through the ankles, just getting a little bit of movement through the calves. And then we're going to bring the weight forwards into that plank, but come a little bit further forward so that the wrists are coming past the hands. So bring it into that downward dog, put up through the belly, draw the belly in, strong, press out through the shoulder blades, and then bring the weight forward. So you're heading your nose past your hands, and then take it all the way back. I'm going to do 4 again. Pull up, press down through the shoulders, coming all the way forwards, nose past, and then all the way back. Good, 2 more. Take a deep breath in. Bring that weight over and take it back. Last one. All the way over. Take it back. Good. Bring the right leg so the knee comes to the wrist, and then send the left leg behind into our swan pose. So bring the left up behind, opening up these hips a little bit more. So bring the weight forwards. Make sure, tuck this foot in to begin with. Tuck it into the groin. Roll the outer hip over. And then bring your weight forwards. So coming all the way down, feeling that release in the outer hip again. Roll the outer hip down. Just see if you can release through the outside of this right hip. Just hold and breathe. Just allowing gravity to do its work. One more breath in this nice hip opener. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders and take it across this time. So bring the hands across so you're looking down over this knee. And then bring the arms out long. So one hand on top of the other. So bring the arms out long, but reach over the knee. So you're reaching a little bit more to the diagonal. Keep rolling that outer hip down, Reach the arms out long over that diagonal with the leg. Again, take a couple more breaths. Feeling that release through the outer thigh. And then come all the way back in, lifting up. This time we're going to hold the back leg. So we're going to curl that back leg in. Take hold of the outside of the foot or the little toe and pull that in to get this nice back thigh and psoas stretch. So draw the foot in. Feel that stretch. Push down through the front leg. See if you can just square this hip. So coming round the front with the hip. Just hold and breathe, feeling this stretch through the thigh. Finding that stretch. And then releasing down, come back into your downward facing dog. Let's do 4 more of those push-ups into plank. So bringing the weight all the way back. And then drawing the weight all the way forwards, past the wrists. Coming all the way back. And forwards. 2 more. And forwards. Last one. Good. Then take that left leg in towards the left hand. Take the right leg back and roll the back side towards the ground. Tuck this leg in a little. Roll the back side down towards the ground and bring the weight forwards, just forwards to begin with. So just down onto the elbows, rolling that back leg, back hip down towards the ground. Take 3 or 4 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Trying to relax through the outer hip. And then bring the body weight all the way back up. Gentle press up, squeeze the bottom, opening up through the chest. And then take those arms across, so you're coming over the leg. Reach out long this time with the arms. So really reaching long, finding a stretch through this outer shoulder as well. Reaching out long and over that outer leg. Still keeping this outer leg rolling down towards the ground. Hip down towards the ground. Hold and breathe. Four nice releasing, relaxing breaths here. And then take hold of that back leg, draw it all the way in, holding the back thigh, pulling in with the back thigh or the back leg and drawing it in towards the back of the bottom, in the stretch down this into the thigh, into the outer hip. You can come back up onto the thigh if you want, keep it drawing in, pressing down, finding that stretch. And breathe. And then releasing back down, come down onto the belly, bring the elbows in front, come into our Sphinx pose. So just elbows under belly, lifting up through the chest, pushing the shoulder blades back. And we're going to carry on working through the back half of the body. So we're going to squeeze the bottom, draw the belly in, squeeze the hips in, leave the knee on the ground and take a hamstring curl. So drawing that toe up, the heel flexes, draw the toe up, look over the shoulder, and then slowly lower all the way back down. We do 6 on the same side, so squeezing up through the chest, and then lifting that back leg in and looking over the shoulder. So opening up through the front of the thigh, getting a little bit of work in the hamstring. So turn it over, coming back down. 3 more, squeezing in. Lowering down. Keeping upright through the front of half of the body. And then changing when you've done 6, changing to the opposite side. Coming to the opposite side. So drawing the leg up, keep these shoulders open, drawing the leg up, keeping the hips pushing down, squeezing the bottom, looking over the opposite shoulder, coming all the way down. So front with these hips, keeping nice and open in the shoulders, drawing in, over that shoulder. Good. Squeezing up. And lowering. Good, last one. Good, and then come down onto the elbows. Just place the head down and take the right arm out in front. So right arm out in front. Head down on the mat, legs a little wider at the back. So we're going to work on this right arm, try and get a little bit more strength into the right arm and the shoulder. So all we're going to do from here, turn the fan off for a minute. Just getting it in my ear now. So lifting up, so we're just going to lift this right arm. So squeezing down with the back of the hips, stabilizing through the back, thumb facing up. We're just going to lift up, so squeezing up. We're going to do 6 quite quick, so 6 little squeezes. And then hold it up, take a breath in, and then pull the shoulder back. And then send it out long again. So 6, pulling back. Pulling back, elbow pulls back, arm goes out long. So working the muscles of the back, working the shoulder. So breathing out, coming back. And then 6 fast little squeezes, so squeezing up. And then again, retracting the shoulder back. Take it back. So 6 lifts, coming back. Start to feel this shoulder working now. When you've done your 6, lower the arm down. Take the opposite side. So bring the arm out long, head down. Stabilizing through the spine. Lifting up for 6 to start with. 6 fast little lifts. So lifting up, squeeze. And then pulling back. Squeezing in, pulling out. We're taking the arm long to the front and then pulling that shoulder back. Elbow squeezes back. When you've done 6, again 6, fast little squeezes up. So pulsing up and then pulling back. Working the back, working the shoulder. Good, bring both hands down underneath the head. And then this time working opposite arm, opposite leg. So bring the arm up. So right arm in front, we're going to work opposite leg. So 6 little pulses. So pulsing up, 6 little pulses. And rest. And again, 3 times we're going to do this one. 6 little pulses. Opposite arm, opposite leg. And release. Last time, 6 little pulses. Now try and keep the belly button pulled in off the floor. Try not to let the whole belly relax onto the floor on this one. Change sides. So 6 little pulses up. Squeeze the bottom, draw the belly button up. And release. Good. One more. And release. Good. This time, take both arms out in front. Keep the nose down towards the ground. Both feet down, and we're just going to lift both arms this time. So if this one is too strong, go back to the single arms. Otherwise, squeeze in the bottom, drawing the belly button in. Lift up. Both arms, lower halfway. Squeezing up. Squeeze up. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Bring the hands underneath the head. Turn the head to one side. Just give the hips a little wiggle, side to side. And then turning the head the opposite way. Just a little wiggle side to side. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Come up, sit all the way back. And then come up onto the knees. So we're going to bring the right leg forwards. Again, stretching through these hips, but pulling in, drawing in through the core. So drawing through the core and squeeze the pelvis under. Feel a nice gentle stretch maybe at the front of the leg. Feel the strength through the back of the legs, standing up nice and tall. Take the opposite arm all the way up. Take it behind the head. Find this tricep opener. So opening up through the tricep, pulling up through core, still squeezing under. So squeezing under with the legs, opening up with the tricep. Hold and breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. And release. Take the front leg straight, sit back onto the back leg. Find a stretch through this hamstring. Take the weight forwards, just a little bit forwards. Find that stretch. Draw the belly in and reach long through the spine. Hold and breathe. And then come forwards. Come forwards, find this stretch in the psoas. Push the hips down to the ground. Heels down, find that stretch. And then come all the way back again. So straightening the front leg, sitting back onto the back heel. You can take the legs a little wider if you need. Try and keep the hips in alignment. Bringing that leg a little bit straighter, body a little bit further down. And then again, come all the way forwards, pushing this back hip down towards the ground, feeling that psoas stretch. And then come all the way back to neutral. Take that foot back, send the other one out. So finding that nice strong position to begin with, tucking under through the spine, trying to stretch a little through this psoas at the front of the hip. If you're tight, take the opposite arm up, behind the head, opening up through the tricep. Hold and breathe, breathing in, breathing out. And that nice opener in the hip still, open it in the tricep. And then bring the weight back onto the back leg, straighten the front leg, find that hamstring stretch. You can adjust if you need to. So find that hamstring stretch, keeping the back strong, bring the weight forwards. And then coming forwards onto the front leg, sending this back leg down towards the ground, tucking under with the bottom, finding this stretch down the outer hip into the psoas. Quite often we're tight here. So hopefully getting a nice stretch out of this. Good, bring the weight back again. So taking the weight back onto the heel, stretching through the spine, stretching through the hamstring. Hold and breathe. And then again, coming forwards, finding that stretch, pushing down through the outer hip, through the front of the hip. And then releasing down, Bring the back foot down to the ground, come into a seated position. Let's finish off with a gentle twist. So bring both knees to the center, cross the legs, doesn't matter which way. Let the knees relax. Sit up on those sit bones. Take a nice gentle side twist to finish. Come one hand over thigh, other arm behind. Lifting up through the crown of the head, turning through the belly. Nice side stretch. You can take this back arm back, opening up through the shoulder, taking that thumb as far back as you can, looking over to that thumb, keeping the back nice and straight. All the way back to the center. Take it the opposite side. So bring it in, looking back, opening up through the arm if you wish. Move all the way to the side, looking back to that thumb, twisting through the spine. Move back to the center, take a side bend, reaching over the top. Again, drawing the belly in, back to the center, lifting up, opposite side, breathing out. Good, come back to the center. Release the hands down, take that chin nod, bring it down to the center. Lifting back up. Take the head to one side, breathing out. Listening how it feels. Come back to the center. Drop the chin down. Lifting back up. One last time, over to the side. Back to the center. Take a shoulder roll. Noticing how the shoulders feel now at the end of class compared to the beginning of class. Take a clasp behind, just squeezing the palms together, circling the shoulders, take them back, reaching down. So try and reach down towards the ground, pushing the shoulder blades together and just reaching the arms away. Just opening up and then lifting the chin just a little. Find that gentle stretch. Breathing in and breathing out, squeezing back. And then release. And again, just circle the shoulders back. Breathing in. Finally, take the legs out. Lifting up through the ankles, so draw the feet back towards you, point them down towards the ground, circle them all the way around, sending them outwards and inwards. Always important to work on the feet a little, even if you're in an advanced class and you've worked that core. Always focus a little bit on the feet, a little bit on the head and the shoulders. Take the legs, point and flex the feet. Notice how the ankles feel. Good, cross the legs the opposite way. Bring the hands into the heart space. And thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed the class. Any questions, any comments, please put them in the chat, into the chat box. Let me know how your core felt today. Obviously, we did those few advanced moves, and also how the planks